still homebound. Let me turn this light off. It's got too much shine. There we go. We're still a little homebound right now. Car, we're trying to find out a reasonable resolution. Apparently the module I just found out is irreparable. So it is what it is. I can't right now. But I saw some people comment like, oh, we miss our show. I'm kind of dealing with a lot with the car right now. So I figured, I've been doing so much on the newer channels. I'm trying to build some channels up, but I have been neglecting you guys. So I decided I'd go ahead and come live right now and chat with you guys about Riley Strain as well as Sebastian Rogers and everything that's been going on with that. Let me change. I'm not used to, there we go, live chat. There everybody is. Hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing well today. So basically I'm sure everybody is aware of all the weird things going on in Riley Strain. Can somebody answer this question? Maybe I misunderstood. I didn't go back and watch, to be honest with you. I've been watching everything related to Sebastian Rogers. The mom and dad are going on interviews and stuff like that and interviewing, but still refusing to look. They keep saying they're handing out flyers, but I don't see where anybody's showing us any flyers that are being hung by them at all. I don't see, every place that we see flyers hung are usually hung by a volunteer of some sort. So I don't know what's going on. I don't want to assume. I'm not there, right? I have no earthly idea. I'm just looking at everybody else's work to derive what's truly going on out there. And I truly don't know. I know that there's a lot of hostility amongst some of the people. Everybody's there for Seth regardless. It just sounds like there's personalities and stuff like that. So personality issues. So again, and that's coming from several people. That's not just from the two people on here. I mean, you got to remember there was a multitude of TikTokers out there that have gone home. There was other YouTubers out there that have all gone home. Everybody's gone home because they were treated like shit. And it's really sad. There's just a few of them that are still out there. And one is Boss Mama Mayo, Dolly Vision, and of course JLR and Magnolia. So other than that, I don't really know of anybody else out there. I saw Riley Lively out there. She was helping the United Cajun Navy, but other than that, I really and Trev, our Trev, the one that's really took the wheels on Summer Wells and stuff like that. He was there as well. So there are some social media creators. They're not saying anything. I think Trev just wants everybody just to get along. He's just a nice guy. Everybody just needs to get along, just work together. But I think there's just a little too hurt of feelings out there from my understanding. So, but Riley Strain has everybody confused. Did they already have the second autopsy has been completed? And also indicating that there's no water in the lungs. And they said they're getting additional testing done. Has that additional testing come back? Does anybody know? Kill time. Sorry about your car. I know, problem, especially when you need. Yeah. Well, not only that, I've been down 3 weeks, and it's like now, it's crunch time, and I'm just now finding out all this. It's frustrating. But, I mean, it is what it is. You can't blame the mechanic. You can't blame, the car's old. I mean, it's got almost 200,000 miles on it. And this is like the largest repair we've had done to it. So in all the years I've owned it. So, I mean, I think that's pretty stinking good, if you ask me. Yeah, they said it was dry drowning, but see, and it very well could be, but wouldn't they be, aren't there signs of like, the way it's being presented is they're assuming it's dry drowning because there's no water in the lungs, but is there anything that identifies that that's what happened, like any kind of scarring or bruising on the throat muscle or, something that gives them that, for sure it's dry drowning type of thing. I was thinking about the petechia, but I think petechia comes with anybody that loses oxygen, not just necessarily with strangulation or whatever, but I think it's a lack of oxygen thing that causes the petechia, but I'm not even sure about that. You haven't heard anything either? Okay, well, then there it is. Hey, Gigi. I hope you guys are doing well. We're just kind of doing an impromptu, just kind of one-on-one discussion about Riley Strain, and then we'll move over to Sebastian Rogers. And, I know you guys are watching the videos I'm dropping, and I think one of my biggest questions that I haven't had really satisfied in my mind, could he have aspirated? Karma's mom, it's possible. Anything is possible, but if they're indicated there's no water in his lungs, I think they would have been able to see the aspiration, that would have been notated. That would have been pretty obvious, that happened, and that would have indicated why he may have perished before he got into the water. And, somebody on TikTok was saying, even with the whole, idea of him hitting his head and having the brain trauma, that would also show up very, very noticeably too, because it would be the brain itself would be very discolored because it would be hugely bruised. You'd have the bleeding on the brain. You'd have a lot of indicators to show that it was from his fall. And from what I'm hearing, none of that is. There's just no water. His body was, I don't know if it was nude from the waist down, because we don't know if he had undergarments on, but apparently his boots and his pants were missing. His pants had the wallet in it. So if his pants had the wallet in it, he never took his shirt off. How did the debit card get on that spot where the girls found it? That's really the question. It's they're still saying no foul play. We have to trust law enforcement. We're not there, and we're not medical people. We're not law enforcement. This is what they're saying. They even have an autopsy that basically states that. So, is this the dry drowning, and how can they tell? One, and how did the debit card get on that portion of like that beach flat or whatever it's called? Let me go up here and see what people are saying. I think it's kind of rule out diagnosis, rule out everything else would explain it. Yeah, I guess that would make sense, Kelly. Could it be shock if he was swimming and trying to get out? Well, I'm curious what other injuries he had. Were there, because they were talking about a fall and how one of the areas that were open, that he could have fallen down. They said if he had fallen, he would have been seriously injured. That they wouldn't be surprised if he would have had a broken bone or two. We didn't hear about any other injuries like that, any other significant injuries, just that he was in the river with no water in his lungs and missing some items on his person. So I think him hitting his head. Yeah, he hit that. I mean, he hit it hard, and he was holding his head down the side of the wall, and it was just concerning. And even with that, again, we haven't seen the autopsy. We haven't seen the official reports. We're only hearing what the spokesperson is providing to us. So we don't know if he's providing I have to think that he's probably not providing everything to us. But and we know that Riley was heavily intoxicated, or at least it appeared that Riley was heavily intoxicated. Let me get my glasses on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. So that's it. And then but that's one of the things I just want people to start spitballing around their head, is the whole credit card thing. How did that get in that specific spot that he got into? I really don't know. Because his shirt was on him. It's kind of crazy, because the one thing that we didn't expect for him to be found in was the only thing he was found in, which is kind of bizarre if you ask me. Yay, I caught alive. Yes, it's nice to see you guys. This is just an impromptu. I'm not doing it through StreamYard. I don't have a way to share my camera. I'm kind of going through a little bit of anxiety a little bit over the car. I won't lie about that. So it's kind of got me in a, not a funk, but, just kind of uneasy, I guess is what it is. And so I'm just hopeful to hear something soon. Kelly was on TikTok Girls. I don't know which one it was. What is Kelly? And thank God the YouTubers did find that. It wasn't, okay, I see what they're saying. It was actually TikTokers. It was 2 girls from TikTok that was out there looking. So it's kind of upsetting because it goes right over, because we found out a lot of stuff about Riley Strain, and we found out, oh, thank you, Miss Always Right Ryan. I think they don't want it out that he has attacked. Nashville's a tourist town. They don't want people to lose money from the. I really don't think Nashville. I just don't think this kind of crime would stop people from going there. I really don't. As crazy as it sounds, but people get in planes and skydive. I mean, just that, just to let you know, people go get in the planes and go 20,000 miles up in the air and decide to jump out of a plane, So I don't know, I think that we think that would happen, but if you really look at it, there's crime everywhere we go, and it's never deterred me. I've never went to plan a trip and went over to the crime page and say, oh my gosh, the crime's out of control, I'm not going to go there, So I kind of, there are some people that are like that. But I think for the majority of the people, I don't think that that's big enough to, but could they be keeping it under wraps while they investigate to find out who did it? I could see that, but without any body trauma, it's hard to injure someone. I think it goes back to what Kelly had said, ruling out everything else, because think about it. If you were being robbed, and somebody hurt you really bad, you're going to be either shot, stabbed, or beat up. If his body has no signs of trauma, he wasn't strangled, and he was in the water, but he has no water in his lungs, but there really is no trauma. There's really no other way to explain it. So I think that goes back to what Kelly was saying about, it being, ruling out everything else that it could possibly be. Because, face it, I expect him to be, if he was jumped or hurt in any way, robbed or whatever, I would expect him to be injured. I would expect contusions. I would expect bruising. I would expect some type of something. I would expect that. But he did fall. Are they mistaken? Maybe a injury that they equated to a fall with an actual injury that was equated to this crime? Possibly, but we don't know what other injuries Riley Strain had. I haven't seen the autopsy report. I can tell you that. I would never jump out of a plane. I think I would do it. I probably would jump out of a plane. I don't know. I don't know if I have, I got kahunas, guys. I have kahunas. But I don't know if I have kahunas to jump out of a plane without being attached to somebody much more skilled than me for my first time. I don't see myself having the balls just to jump out of the plane by myself alone, even in a group, but not attached to somebody. They're going to attach me to somebody. I pray to God I'm not a screaming lunatic all the way down. Whoever's attached to me, please bring earplugs. I don't know what kind of Betty you're going to get. I don't know if you're going to get a fun, adventurous Betty, I am scared crapless Betty, or put me back in the plane Betty, let me crawl on your back Betty. Okay, I don't know what Betty you're going to get if I jump out of the plane, but you're getting a Betty. You'll get a Betty. Did I see Ann? Hi, Ann. It's nice to see you. I'm so sorry. I heard about your doggy. I'm really sorry. Prayers to you for that. I hope you're doing well. Please keep me in your prayers. I believe in power of prayer. I went to the hospital last night because it was cold and got worse. I don't have COVID. I have pneumonia. Oh, no, Just Deb, no. And pneumonia sucks because it's just a breathing, coughing that you just can't get rid of. And And then your chest hurts. Oh. Yeah, we'll definitely say a prayer for you. And anybody else? Oh, look at ICU. ICU's up. ICU's up. It's like 11:30. I guess I'm used to going at 6:30 in the morning. I need to get back to doing that. I'm sorry. I had to take a little slight detour. Well, what it is I like the backgrounds I get from my TikTok lives, and they look so cool for my videos here. And so I kind of got addicted to them. And then, you know, back when I first started doing that just a few days ago, like there was like 20 or 30 people in my lives, no big deal. You know, my lives would only last like, 15, 20 minutes. Well, thank you, Kelly. I just want to say I'm new to your channel this week and I appreciate all the informative content. Oh, thank you. Thank you, love. Well, I appreciate it. And now when I go live, to create those morning little brief updates and stuff like that, there's now hundreds of people in those lives in the morning. I was told nobody's up on TikTok that time of morning. So I just happen to like how I can do my lives and download them, So I started doing that. Well, now those lives are up to hundreds of people. So now the 15-minute lives are becoming hour-long lives. By the time I'm done with my hour, I'm exhausted. And then it takes another half hour to 45 minutes to download the live, and then another half hour to 45 minutes to upload it on YouTube. And by that time, it's like, well, shit, it's lunch. So as you know, it's just about lunch. I didn't get notification from TikTok, and I have them all on. Aw, I'm sorry, Gigi. Yeah, I'm there at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I see Mel B in here. I don't like it. I miss our mornings. I'll come back to mornings. Tomorrow morning we'll rock it out. Well, because it doesn't look like I'm getting my car back. I don't know when I'm getting my car back. I'm like biting my nails, and now I'm just like what the, what. But it is what it is. I got to keep thinking, it's not my time. It's God's time. And I know I'll be right where I need to be when I need to be there. So we just have to remember that. And, I think that there's enough stuff going on out there. I have a funny feeling that the stuff that's going on out there is going to settle down way, way, way down. And that'll get us a good ability to get in there and get our work done. It's also Easter weekend. I didn't realize that. And, the good Lord upstairs knows I work on birthdays. I work on holidays. Nothing really stops me when I'm on a case. Maybe this is just, or the guy upstairs saying, pump the brakes, babe. I don't know. Thank you. I can never catch lives my work channel anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, Hellcat. Oh, it's nice to see you. This is this is a live, but it's not really a live because I like to bring up videos and stuff like that. But I figured, just having a conversation. It's one thing we don't do anymore, right? We're always on lives looking at shit and reviewing shit, but we never really have a conversation anymore. So I figured this was a good way to kind of sit down and have a conversation about these cases. So I don't know what's going to go on with Riley Strain. You guys know I kind of, I was always kind of skeptical about that because of how long, but I can explain everything, even down to the boots coming off of him logically, just the being caught up on something's one way for it to come off. Just the movement, the gentle movement of the water, just ever so slightly working it down day in, day out, until they were just finally off of his persons. I can explain everything, but I still, for the life of me, cannot explain that bank card and where that bank card was located and how it got there. That is just the one thing that's just throwing a curveball in all of this. But I'm going to wait and see, what the family shares with us here in a little bit about Riley Strain. And that's really all I do have about him. We don't really have any more information, but it is mysterious. It is mysterious. I thought this was format was YouTube update. It's not. I definitely don't like it. I thought it was a format was YouTube update. No, I'm over. I think you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. To be honest with you. Yes, it bothers me too, Betty. I'm going to have to my daughter figure it out because I don't want to mess with no more. I don't know what that's about. Miss Horn says, okay, y'all, just wanted to pop in real quick. Got to go get ready for chemo infusion. Well, God bless you. You take care. If he was paying a tab, maybe he didn't put the card back in his wallet. Maybe he just, well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe it was. Maybe he did, you know, he was heavily intoxicated. Maybe he was there and somebody saw it and picked it up and they ended up dropping it. I mean, you know, the what is it, the Yaya of the traveling pants, the Yaya sisterhood of the traveling pants. Maybe it's the Yaya brotherhood of the traveling debit card. I don't know. I don't know. But there's something weird with that card. I think it was, we were all kind of bugged out about where the card was to begin with, and then now we're hearing all of this, and it's just giving us more questions than it is answers. And of course, when we have questions that are unanswered or unanswerable at the moment, our imagination starts running wild as to what it could be. And I was already on the fence that there was a possibility of foul play, but you know what, I'm doing what is required of me, and what is required of me is to provide you guys the facts, and the facts are the police think that there's no foul play involved, and they've maintained that from the beginning. So if anybody's feeling like it's foul play, it's just your opinion, just like it's my opinion that there's a possibility it could be foul play. I mean, they haven't resolved that in my mind yet with Riley Strain. Sebastian Rogers, they're still looking for volunteers to go out there. I'm obviously not out there, so I can't put boots on the ground. There's a few creators out there. It sounds like Dolly's leaving tomorrow, or what's today? Is today Wednesday or today's Thursday? So it sounds like he's going to be leaving tomorrow. He's going to go back home until next week. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with my car. As soon as I get it back, I'll decide what day I'm going to go out there. It's easier to cover more ground with teamwork, because I heard Justice for All is going to be trying to go out there too. He just doesn't. He doesn't like drama. None of us like drama. So he's kind of iffy. But I think once the drama calms down, we'll have a good network of people to coordinate with, because we do have to contemplate a few areas of searching. And to be honest with you, the areas I've identified that I think really need to be searched are nowhere in Hendersonville. You know, they're just not. I've got, I think it's 4 or 5 separate locations, and I don't know if they're even in the same county, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm going to look there. There's a few spots that I saw there that I want to look at, just to get my eyeballs on it, just to see what it looks like and see if it needs further inquiry. But I don't know if it's something or nothing, because the way the maps look, it could be either or. So there's like 3 spots that are in and around like this, I don't know, a 6-mile radius from their house. So it's right on the outskirts of that 5-mile radius, but there's 3 spots. Well, one of them is inside the radius, but there's 3 spots total that I found, and 2 of them are outside of that radius, but I can't tell if they're viable spots because of the way the mapping is. It looks like it could be something, but the problem I face with these maps is the maps and what you're seeing, like especially like your bird's eye view or your more realistic, like your satellite images, those are old. They're not what you're seeing. They're not the what it looks like today. Those are usually like a 2021, a 2022 image. So a lot can happen in 2 years to an area. And so again, that comes back to, is it a viable area? I really don't know until I get there, because all the places that I've circled on this map could be wildly different when I get there. And so I'm running into that. So I honestly think, like, literally the first day that I'm there, I'm probably not going to even participate in any searching. I'm probably not going to do any ground searching at all. It will just be driving to my key points and looking at them to make sure there's still viable search areas, because that's going to be most important. And then once I make sure that they're viable search areas, making sure that the bodies are there to search them. So I don't know. There's just a few places that are kind of really, that look really promising and would bode, in my opinion, with certain behaviors as well. And that poor bio dad, well, he wants help from anybody. Seth wants help from anybody. My heart is breaking. My heart is literally breaking that all of this stuff, like, to be honest with you, I honestly didn't know what to think at first. And had it not been for the narkid diver, that I've never heard of before, have no conversation with, they don't even know who Dolly or the other YouTuber out there is. He even said that on his platform when he was playing his video. And so it's like, well, you know, and we're all watching Dolly, and he's having no communications with the other guy. And it's like, wait a minute. So none of these people are communicating with each other, yet every single one of them have a similar story. And then you got the video from JLR popping up with that guy literally coming over there and disrupting JLR's peaceful enjoyment in his own damn car, bothering absolutely no one, screaming at him. And then we see Dolly on his camera, not even realizing that all those cops there are there for JLR. Because of this, it's just a long story. Anyways, I don't want to get the drama strummed up again. The bottom line is searchers, real searchers, people that actually want to make a difference, needs to go out there and start searching. Okay, they're in an area. Go find out what areas they've identified, and just get your little team together and go out and deploy in those areas and search. He needs searchers out there. We can't stop searching because of personality issues, which was my biggest concern when this whole thing stopped for 3 solid days. 3 solid days. No searches. I was pissed. But the bottom line is the searches have to still go on. We just can't stop searching altogether because this organization we're finding out isn't who they say they really were, and finding out that they're littered with all these problems. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because people need to be out there. People need to be searching. People need to be in those woods. People need to be looking along the roadways. People need to be looking to see if there's any Tupperwares, backpacks, bags, things rolled up in mattress sheets, just a lot of stuff. Is there any earth that is soft? Is there soft ground that looks like something has been disturbed or just disrupted? Those things, no matter how we have, whether we like people or not, those things still have to continue. We can't just stop. It's still, the show must still go on. And we clearly see that this is a dysfunctional group. So us pulling away from them doesn't mean stop the searches altogether. It means go and do your searches. People still need to be out there. Everybody, just, if you're in that area and you have the ability to search, please search. This boy needs you. And we cannot have drama stopping what is going on out there. And I'm stuck here. Like, I'm literally stuck. I'm literally having all this stuff related to literally today is, I'm thinking I was supposed to get my car back. I'm still waiting for the part to come in just to be installed, right? That's what I've been told. It's just not like that. So, long story short is I will be out there just as soon as I possibly and humanly can, but I have to always remember that things happen for a reason, and there's a reason why I'm here, right? There's a reason why I'm here. If I was supposed to be there, I would be there, right? Things are preventing me from being there, and I have to, I believe in signs, I believe in the universe, I believe in all these things, and I have to think that there's a reason why I'm here. So I'm going to trust that, and as soon as I'm able to get out there, I will, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting out there at least before next week, the way things are going today, unless we get some good news on the car, which, I know they're working on it. I know, like I said, I love my mechanic. My mechanic's good. There's just, this is a vehicle. You never know what you're going to get yourself into until you get into it. So it's part of the process, and it sucks. That's all I'm going to say. It sucks. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it with a smile on our face, and we'll manage to just, we just got to figure out what the problem is, what the resolution is, and get it just done. I'm ready for the car. It's been 3 weeks, so I'm ready. I'm really ready. Like, I'm really, really, really ready. If you don't know, I'm really ready. What else do we have? Riley college student was found, but Sebastian, the 15-year-old. So, yeah, let me tell you about Sebastian. I wish I could change my. Can I change my background? That'd be so cool if I could. Can you imagine if I could change my background on here? What's this button here? Oh, that's the highlights. I don't want to highlights. Oops, nope, don't want to do that. It says I got a filter on here. Oh, that's for my thumbnail. Okay, no, I'm good. Okay, well, I can't put a background on. That kind of sucks. I wish YouTube would be a little more user-friendly for green screens. Okay. But what was... Hold on, I forgot what I was going to answer. What the hell? Your thoughts on the police report, the football... Oh, Kelly Mack. Yes, okay. And there was something else that I was going to read, and it was the one right above you, and it was telling you about these cases. Okay, so Riley Strain was a student that was found in the river. So his case is basically closed, but there's just some, obviously some major concerns with the lack of water in his lungs because everybody believes he drowned. But it sounds like law enforcement and the medical examiner still don't believe foul play. So they believe it's what's known as dry drowning. So that case is almost over unless, we do find out something more is involved in it. And everybody went over to Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers is a 15-year-old boy. He's an autistic boy, high-functioning autistic boy from what we know, but he has some... he has a hard time keeping friends because of some of his behaviors associated with his disability, of course. So he doesn't really have a whole lot of friends, but he disappeared on the 26th. Apparently this was the Monday when he was going to school. His mother calls her husband and says that he's missing at 6 a.m. She went to go wake him up. She went to bed at 9. She went to wake him up at 6 a.m. When she went to wake him up at 6 a.m., he was not there. She calls her husband. Her husband was at work some 3.5 hours away in Memphis. And he won't tell us where he was that weekend. Everybody else is telling us where they were, but he won't tell us where he was. And so far, it's been a month, and this boy hasn't been found. Meanwhile, the stepfather and the bio mom haven't really been participating in any searches. They haven't posted any flyers that anybody could see. They haven't really come out of their house at all, which tells me that there's a hint of shame and guilt there. Some of the main talking heads are giving them passes and saying they don't believe they had anything to do with it. But I'm not sure if I'm there. I'm not saying that they did. I'm just saying that their behavior are exhibiting some major concerning behavior for me. And for me, it seems like those behaviors are derived from guilt and shame. Now, where is that guilt and shame derived from? I don't know. Some people debate on whether it's because she feels responsible or they feel responsible. There's people out there that saying that she's having an affair with another person in the neighborhood. I don't get into the gossip. So far, I haven't seen any evidence of that other than people speculating that's true. Even they're saying, oh, well, a neighbor said this, but they can't produce the neighbor or the statement where they said that. I don't go by anonymous posts unless there's enough identifying markers in there that I can pretty much know who that person is or if they're associated with it, which only happens in a very small windows. That's why I don't really use the anonymous posts in those Facebook groups because, it could be a troll as well. You never know. So I try to be very careful with what I read and what I digest, but it just seems like their behavior is really suspect. They keep lying about what the law enforcement has done. They were on Nancy Grace, and basically, I don't think they actually said yes, DNA or forensics was done. They kind of danced around the question, but were implying that it had been, is the best way I can describe it from the way I remember it. And in my opinion, they flat out lied and wanted to imply that way, just like Chris wanted to imply he had a polygraph test and passed. I don't know why he lied to everybody about that in the Facebook group. I don't know why. Why would anybody lie about anything when they have a missing kid? No matter whether you look like you're a good guy or a bad guy, just throw the truth out there because the truth matters. When people feel like you are lying or deceiving them, they question everything you say. And if you said one fact that's true, only one thing that's true that they needed to listen to, they're now going to second guess that because they caught you in a lie. So now even the truth is being met with resistance. And that's why it's so important not to lie. And every time we turn around, they're lying. And that's what I found out with the Cajun Navy too. Every time I turned around, I'd catch them in a lie. I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. That doesn't make anybody feel comfortable. I doubt it makes anybody in this audience feel comfortable when every time we turn around, we're hearing somebody being able to put receipts to those lies and showing that they are lies. And that I don't like. Why is a parent, a step parent, or anybody lying when they have a missing child? And not just lying, but lying about critical details, but lying. I just can't believe there is not one trail cam anywhere there. Well, you know what? Up until like Summer Wells, I didn't even know, about trail cams. I didn't honestly, I mean, I don't know why I didn't think they existed, but I never thought about them. I didn't know that they existed. It wasn't something that I ever had considered. So if I'm not considering trail cams typically, what other people? You know, we only think of trail cams when somebody's missing. I wonder if there's a trail cam. Why doesn't anybody have a trail cam? Well, because nobody really thinks about them. I know I don't. Like up until you just brought it up, there's been not one time throughout this whole entire process that I've said anything about a trail cam, because I didn't even think about it. That's probably why. Aha, there it is. Fine, Sebastian. Thank you. It's me, Jen. I appreciate that. So that's where we are. We're just going to try and get some bodies out there. And of course, now this, I mean, I've been trying to get out. It's nerve-wracking, but it is going to be what it is. I don't know what else to do. Maybe I need to call Mom and borrow the car. I don't know. I'm going to wait until I hear from the mechanic later today to see what options we have available to us. And once I make my decision on the option and figure out what's going to go on, I might need to call my mom. So, I don't know. You know, thank goodness for you wonderful parents out there, you know. And it's so sad because, you know, I get a wonderful parent, you know. My mom's amazing, and I get that. And, you know, a lot of these cases where we're covering these kids, they never get to know one day of that. They never get to know one day of peace, one day of love, real true love from their parent. It's sad, you know, we take so much for granted in our life. And I know for sure I take my mom for granted. I think I've taken my mom for granted my entire life, you know, because moms are always there, right? But God bless you mothers. God bless you mothers. And fathers. Oh, nada. I am from Sri Lanka. Oh, nice. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Boring folks in my neck of the woods watch trail cams. No more banjos and violins there, huh? You know, that's what used to happen back in the day, you know, before TV and all this other stuff. You want to know why we had such great music back then? Some really good, soulful, hillbilly music? Because they didn't have no damn TVs to suck the life out of them. They had to find things to do, and guess what they did? They made music. We need to get back to, get them off the trail cameras and put a instrument in their hand. You'll have a lot more fun. So, guys, you guys are great. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be back a little later. I'm just, like I said, I'm a little bummed. I'm a little sour pussy, you know, over my car. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of getting, like, my wind is being blown out of my sails right now, you know. I'm just like, I've been waiting here and hoping for good news. And it's like, you know, who knows? You know what they always say, that, you know, you never know what the ending result is. You always think it's not a good thing because you're going through it and it doesn't feel comfortable. But what happens if at the end of this it's a better situation than what it was when we were going through it to now? I mean, what if, right? I don't know. But how about if at the end of all of this, with all the craziness associated with it, we have a better quality product in the car? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna let the mechanic do his job. I'm gonna do my job and not be the bitching customer, because I don't want to be that way. I love my mechanic, you know. I love my mechanic. Let me say that again. I love my mechanic. I really do. And I know this is not his fault. So we're just going to work with it and just figure out what we can do. But as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know, because we'll have to start coordinating search efforts. And I'm probably going to need some help in doing that. So, all right, guys, we'll see you soon. Isn't that an awesome painting? I got this. One of my friends was moving at her house years ago. This is metal. This is like a 3D picture, but this is metal. That's metal. Those are metal columns on that. And then they got like a, this is like a, I don't know if it's a gel or what, but it's really a line that goes all the way up to the metal. It's pretty cool. You'll never believe what I paid for this thing here. And I think it was like $500 or $600 when they purchased it. I got it for like 90 bucks. I got it for 90 bucks. It's been in my house for a decade. I love this thing. I will never get rid of it. Like I'm not even a city person, but I love the 3D effect on it so much. I love the coloring of it. It's a chill piece. It's a chill piece. It's a chill piece. Freaking awesome. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like it. This is the couch that never gets sat in. Like nobody ever sits here. This couch is like, I don't know, 3 years old. It's brand freaking new. It's brand new freaking couch. Like, it doesn't even have a wear pattern on it. So anyways, all right, guys, I love you. God bless. Go have a great day. We'll see you soon. And, you know, I'm just going to probably freestyle it like this, you know, until I get my car back, because I'm doing a lot of research, but I don't feel like getting up and going into the office and setting up a whole live, because it just takes a lot of time. You guys don't realize how much time I spend setting up StreamYard, getting everything together, putting it all in order and stuff like that, when I think you guys probably like it better that I talk directly to you instead of to the screen anyway. So we're just going to freestyle it until I get my car back, and you know, I'm sorry, but I'm having a pity party. But don't worry, I ordered groceries. And I got my sweets, okay? I got my sweets for my sweet tooth. This bag right here, half of it's already gone, okay? I need to get out in the field. If I stay here too long, I don't know if I'm going to fit out the door. And this isn't the only thing I bought, guys. Guys, I'm bad. I am so bad. I'm telling on myself. I got these. Oh, no. I made these. No, we're not done yet. Not done yet. And I've already eaten 4 donuts. Okay? Guys, I need to get out of the house, okay? If I stay here any longer, I'm going to become a freaking donut. You understand that? I'm going to be a donut. We're going to be rolling everywhere. Okay? It's becoming a major problem over here at Casa Bullhorn, okay? I have to tell you, I think I'm going to need some intervention here. Somebody's going to need to come over here, take the KitchenAid out of the house, okay? Take the sugar and the sweetener, because nowadays, I don't even use sugar. I put that 0-calorie sweetener in everything, and it still tastes good. It's becoming a problem. I need help. And I hear you have to admit that there's a problem before you can start working on the issue. I got a sugar issue, guys, and I don't know what to do with it. TD Dean, it might work, but I don't think me and Big Mac Mike, I think me and Big Mac Mike might actually fuel each other. You know, Big Mac Mike has a McDonald's issue. I've got a sugar issue. I don't think those 2 things would go well. I don't know what your issue is. I think I'm going to need to find out what your issue is first, TD. All right, guys, I love you. God bless. Go make it a great Thursday, and we'll see you soon. Oh, I don't know where my button is. There it is. All right, bye, guys.